All right, so far, the trending topics have been dominated by this COVID-19, and today is no different. Jamaica now has 163 confirmed cases following,
Yes,
more people are being
there
tested,
are.
and tests are not just in Kingston, they're all across the island. So we're going to get more cases, as is naturally expected.
And I'm wondering if persons are actually like afraid of the stigma that it comes with, and that's why you are probably afraid to say if you've been in contact with someone who possibly has it or who has it. You understand? Because a stigma is kind of attached to it now,
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And everybody's afraid. But if we are afraid of the stigma, we kind of put everybody else in more danger. So I think that we need to get that away, get that mentality away to say, don't be afraid. Just, if you think you have it or if you think you've been exposed to it, better you come, get your test, be in the clear or not so clear, and just deal with it.
Yeah, but that's kind of scary for some people, because I was following social media yesterday, I think it was Twitter, where I saw a video of medical officials and police officers going to the home of some people who were ill and haven't gone to get treatment. I'm not sure how true that is, but you're right, there is a stigma, and you know how our nation, you know how Jamaicans are. You know, it's like we're a very scornful set of people. As much as I don't like to say it, we are. And when things like this happen, you can see it when, especially with the people who came from New York, and trying to declare where they are, and people, you know somebody come from New York, you know somebody infected, they kind of like.
Yeah, so wait, hold on, what's going on?
You made a good point. If you are ill, please,
I mean, and I think the government has been trying to inform us as much as possible to say, guess what? If you don't feel like you're dying, just stay in and nobody spread it, because your immune system might take it different from my immune system, and it might take it differently from somebody who is 65 and older, or even somebody who's 4. So we don't know how it's gonna react with you. So we just need to be safe and take the necessary precautions. All right.
Yep.
All right.
What's our next topic?
All right, so residents of St. Catherine who have been placed on lockdown for 7 days have been given additional hours to make purchases on the designated 2 shopping days. Prime Minister Andrew Holness announced the extended hours as he addressed the House of Representatives on Wednesday.
Yeah, we've seen that. We've seen what has happened.
Well, when he made the announcement,
Where were you when he made the announcement?
I was at home, actually. Okay. Right? I was at home, and then the following day, well, from the night, we actually saw the traffic coming over the build-up, right, on the toll, on Mandela, or heading to Mandela. You know that stretch? I don't know what it's called. You know the stretch?
Boulevard?
Not Boulevard, man.
Sheffield, you know which stretch?
The stretch. There is a stretch before you get to the roundabout, before you get to Mandela, right? So there was traffic building up there. I mean, bumper to bumper traffic. Persons just trying to get out of St. Catherine.
I-95.
I-95. There you go. So there was so there was actually a build-up of traffic, and persons were just trying to run out. And then the following day, we saw where, look here now.
Yeah, man.
It was crazy.
Scores of people.
Crazy.
But my question now is this. You have these hours for people to go out and get stuff.
Right.
When you look at the videos, and because I think TVJ had a news report the other day showing people at the supermarket. People are standing right next to each other.
They're very close. I don't think they're practicing social distancing at all.
Do we understand what social distancing is?
Like you over there and I'm over here, right?
Yeah, people, and as Stephanie said, people are fighting for food items.
Yeah, fighting for bread.
I think what needs to be said and what needs to be enforced as much as we can is that the military is involved. You get the military personnel involved to keep order, because without order, everything is going to descend into chaos.
But it's also your personal responsibility too.
Yeah, well,
and
I think people thinking about that.
Yeah, it's really just your personal responsibility. Yeah. And even if you're not thinking about yourself, there's somebody in this world who you love, who you're probably going to interact with in a short, Yeah. So I mean, if for example, if you're not thinking about yourself, all right, I'm not being selfish. I'm not thinking about myself. It don't really matter to me. But you might be going home to someone who is a lot older than you, who is probably your grandma, your grandfather, your parents, anybody, your younger sibling, who probably have an underlying issue with asthma or whatever it is, and you don't know how this virus is going to affect them. So you have to think about not only yourself. Yes, personal responsibility is important, but for those who you love as well. But I know that they actually adjusted the hours So it's actually 8 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. now. And they split it up into 3 groups now.
8 to M.
So at first it was actually A to M and then N to Z. So now they're saying that person 65 years and older, if you're pregnant or if you have a disability, you go out early, which is 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock.
Okay.
And then the other 3 groups, I think it's A to H, which is 10 to 1 or 1:30. Then you have I to P, which is the last name I'm talking about, right? So I to P, if your last name ends with I to P, is 1:30 to 5. And then Q to Z is 5 to 8:30. And then as the person's complaining on social media about their Sabbath too, you have more than enough time to go out after your Sabbath to get some essential items.
And you speak of essential items, what I want for people to, what I'd like for people to do is make a list and be considerate. Don't go in, and because remember when this whole thing started, people were stocking up on toilet paper.
Yeah.
You go to the supermarket.
Panic buying.
Yeah, you go to the supermarket. If you see, if your household is 2 people and you see 5 loaves of bread, just take 1. You don't need all 5. Other families are there. Other families need stuff. Be considerate, and I think the supermarkets have a role to play as well. You rush on.
Some have actually started where they're saying. No, well, I've actually seen that in the States a lot.
Yeah, in Walmart, they've...
And in the pharmacies too, in terms of when you're buying vitamins, based on my experience with the pharmacies, a number of them, they've been saying, you know, you see the vitamins because everybody wants to boost the immune system right now. So instead of you going in and saying, all right, I can afford to buy 6 pack of these vitamins for me and my family is probably just 2 or 3 persons. They're saying everybody is limited to either 1 or 2. So it don't matter if you have 10 people in your household or whatever, everybody, just to try and leave enough or to actually spread it out as much or as best as possible.
All right. So on that note, we turn to the 3rd topic. The students from the Faculty of Medical Science are making hand sanitizers to help flatten the curve. Since the demand for hand sanitizer increased, the Doctor of Pharmacy students at University of West Indies Mona have been producing it on campus with help and support from the National Health Fund. Hand sanitizer is being produced in even larger quantities for distribution locally.
Okay.
And I think everyone is getting on board with that.
That's
see
good.
where the corporations, JN, Ray and Nephew,
right.
they're getting on board.
Also assisted with
in a
that.
big way. But again, people, you have to be mindful of what you're using.
Yeah.
You know, and don't go and buy hand sanitizer from any random person because you don't know what's in it.
That's unlabeled too.
Yeah, unlabeled.
And you know what I try to do too? Is you walk with your own little bottle of hand sanitizer. Because I see where the other day the government had to issue a statement saying, look, the bottles have to be labeled, whatever they're spraying on your hand when you go into these entities. Because I've seen instances, or I've heard of instances where them spray bleach on your hand, and then by the time you touch your pants, it bleach out in black pants. You know, say them black no more.
And by the time you get home, you know, people have showed images of their hands breaking out. So I walk. If I'm going to the supermarket, if I'm going to the pharmacy, I walk with my own hand sanitizer. But people, you still have to be mindful of what you're using on your customers because we don't want this COVID thing to cause.
Yeah, but this is a good look though. More hand sanitizer for the market. Yay!
Yeah. Big up University of West Indies.
Yes.
All right, that's it for trending topics.
All right, that's it, guys.
Yeah, we'll be